Months after a bruising electoral setback, the TMC now finds itself battling an internal rebellion that's raising uncomfortable questions about the party's future. What began as a controversy over alleged forged signatures on a letter appointing the leader of the opposition has snowballed into a full-blown political crisis. The two MLAs who flagged the alleged forgery have been expelled. A CID investigation is now underway and the probe has reached the doorstep of Abhishek Banerjee himself. But the bigger story may be unfolding behind closed doors. Rebel legislators are reportedly holding strategy meetings, claiming the support of more than 50 MLAs enough, they believe, to challenge the party leadership and potentially stake claim to the Trinamool's political legacy. Sources suggest a Maharashtra-style playbook is being discussed, drawing comparisons with the split that reshaped the Shiv Sena. The rebels accuse the leadership of becoming increasingly centralized, alleging that dissent is no longer tolerated and that the party's internal democracy has collapsed. Their message is simple. They claim they are the real Trinamool. Mamata Banerjee, however, is showing no signs of backing down. Dismissing the rebellion as political intrigue, she has declared that even if everyone leaves, she can build a new Trinamool from scratch. So, the big question is the TMC actually collapsing from within? We have Shikha Mukherjee, senior journalist, now joining us live from Kolkata, from West Bengal. Thank you, Shikha Mukherjee, for taking time out to be with us. Tell us what is happening really as far as the TMC is concerned. Whenever a party which has been in power for long loses an election the way TMC did, there's bound to be internal commotion. That's par for the course. But the big question here is that is the TMC imploding from within?
That is par for the course, in the sense that if you look at how the Trinamool came into existence and flourished, there was also there's an inflow when the Trinamool were in 2008, 2009, 2010, and of course in 2011. And then you see that in the Trinamool from 2011, there was a massive exodus, not of the top leadership, but of people just below that, into the Trinamool from the CPM and from the Congress as well. And then you find that here comes the BJP as an alternative. And the BJP then starts picking up people from within the Trinamool Congress, including the Chief Minister, Shubhendu Adhikari. And that is and then what is now become the pattern in West Bengal politics is that after an election, if one party is not doing well, then the people tend to move to the party which they think is going to do better politically, keeping their individual interests in focus. What they do is they move forward and move to the winning side, the bigger party, the dominant presence, etc. So if you are looking at this as a rebellion, yes, it is a rebellion. Of course it is a rebellion. Out of the 80 legislators who were called to a meeting of the Trinamool by Mamata Banerjee herself, only 20 showed up. That is rebellion. That is a vote of no confidence in Mamata Banerjee's leadership. They may be using, everybody has skin in the game. Therefore, everybody is using Abhishek Banerjee as a kind of punching bag. But the fact is that by not turning up at a meeting called by Mamata Banerjee, these legislators have made it very clear that they are taking a stand against Mamata Banerjee. Will this split the party is the question that you're asking in terms of what has happened in Maharashtra. Well, if it does split, uh, then there are three possibilities. Where will they go? Will they form a new party? Will they join the BJP? Will they join the Congress? Where are they going to go? And from the looks of it at this point in time, it is not very clear who is welcome where and whether these rebels have the um, kind of appetite or the stamina to create a new party for themselves, as Eknath Shinde did, as Ajit Pawar did, or will they just waffle for a while and then, uh, get assisted into whichever direction they want to go?
Asking is Shikha, because it's not just Maharashtra. You're seeing what's happening in Tamil Nadu as well. You have rebel MLAs from the AIADMK joining the TVK. This seems to be a pattern that is emerging across the country. But what is specific about Bengal is the fact that Trinamool Congress itself was a rebel party. It rebelled against the Congress party and became the Trinamool Congress. If there's a rebellion within the Trinamool Congress, then what happens? And more importantly, are we looking at a situation where Mamata Banerjee will need to go form that new party that she's talking about? She's saying, I can start a new Trinamool Congress from scratch. But if there is enough MLAs who say that we are the party, like happened in Shiv Sena, and they say Trinamool Congress and the symbol belongs to us, then it will be Mamata Banerjee who will be left scrambling to start a new party, new symbol, new name, new everything.
Well, if Sharad Pawar can do it, so can Mamata Banerjee, because Sharad Pawar has done it.
Except that Mamata Banerjee will do it twice over. She already did it once with the Trinamool Congress.
Sharad Pawar was also a rebel. Sharad Pawar was also a rebel against the Congress, but much earlier, and that's what is emerging. So it's interesting that Mamata Banerjee, who has always adopted the tactics of as of an opposition leader, however, wherever she is placed, even when she was in power, is finding it a little difficult to step back into the role of the official opposition in West Bengal. I think that is her dilemma.
It's a very interesting point you make over there, in the sense that, Mamata Banerjee, despite being in power for a decade and a half, has always adopted the politics of the opposition when she was the ruling government. But now she's the actual opposition. She doesn't seem to have a strategy in that sense. The tantrums and the complaints seem to be continuing. The creation of chaos. I can see all the memes about Abhishek Banerjee. The opposition memes which claim that he's the first leader to have been admitted into ICU after an egg was pelted on him. That's the kind of jokes that I hear about Abhishek Banerjee going to the hospital in ICU. No, he was not under attack. That entire questions are being raised on whether there was an actual attack on Abhishek Banerjee or Kalyan Banerjee in the first place.
Well, Abhishek Banerjee's attack was not fake, nor was it AI generated the images. Kalyan Banerjee, I don't exactly know the details, but I would assume that Kalyan Banerjee would not be foolish enough to fake an attack, because that is not good politics. Not at this point in time. And again and again, I'm coming back to this fact that Abhishek Banerjee went to his constituency. He knew the risks, and the fact that there were these eggs waiting for him is an indication that so were other people prepared for his arrival, because eggs are not hurled at politicians in exactly this way in West Bengal. I haven't seen it done. And I would assume that Abhishek Banerjee, therefore, is the punching bag for everybody, because they don't as yet dare to take on Mamata Banerjee. Though I will say that when she did go to the High Court, there were people who shouted chor, chor at her. And today she's hitting the streets. So let's watch and wait and see what she actually does. Because there are two issues here. There is the fact that the Trinamool Congress is not very clear about where it has permission to hold this meeting, dharna that she's doing. And B, once she's at that dharna spot, what is the public reaction to it? We will have to wait and see, because one thing is chucking eggs, coming prepared to chuck eggs. Let me put it this way: coming prepared to chuck eggs at Abhishek Banerjee, who's a much smaller leader. It's a different thing coming prepared to uh, chuck eggs at Mamta Banerjee. So we will see how it works itself out.
Fair enough. We'll leave it at that. Completely out of time here on the conversation. Shikha Mukherjee, senior journalist, joining us live from Kolkata. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us.